Assalamu alaikum. Hi to everyone. Today we have a class of standard and regulation communication. We choose a topic to make a standard for it, or at least to propose how to make a standard for a topic, an important topic which hasn't been standard in Malaysia specifically. Our topic that we've chosen to make a standard for it is the EMF exposure over 5G for 5G over millimeter wave base stations, which has been which we provide provided as a group. My name is Sangin Kahtan, and I have a friend, one of my friend. His name is Haosheng and Sang. We make this study. First of all, we wanted to know what is a 5G. This is the introduction for it. As it is known, fifth generation of a mobile, it is known that the fifth generation is referred to as a network of society. That means the future that everyone, at any time, everyone, at everywhere, will have a suitable access to has internet, to share data as well. 5G has a lot of a feature and service that is provided, which would make it more interested for us to work on it, to have it in the next future. One of them will provide high data rate, low latency, better efficiency, low cost, high reliability, and this is what makes it more, a lot of people pay attention for such a kind of technology. And 5G has, as we know, and in order to 5G provide all the service, needs to adopt new technology to do it. First of all, millimeter wave. Millimeter wave, as we know, that the C-band now is the frequency between 3.4 to 4.8 or to 6, under the 6 gigahertz is known as a C-band, while the millimeter wave is the frequency that we refer to. It's between 30 gigahertz, 30 gigahertz to 300, but often it's referred to 10 gigahertz, from 10 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz is the range of millimeter wave frequency. As well, another thing that 5G wanted to adopt is massive MIMO. Massive MIMO is a massive number of antenna at the base station, at the receiver and transmitter sites. As well, we have, in order to do millimeter wave, because it has a short wavelength, which is between 1 to 100 millimeter, very short wavelength. And if we spoke about it more specifically in Malaysia, which is a tropical region, there is a lot of rain and high attenuation. We need to adopt small cells. This small cells, at least it should be at each 50 meter to provide a good connection. With all these good things and service that 5G provided, there is some unavoidable challenge, and which is called, one of them is the EMF. What is electromagnetic field exposure? We should know that first of all. Then after that, first of all, whenever electric current flows, both electric and magnetic field are generated, which is known as a EMF. EMF can be described as a series of waves that oscillate at a particular frequency and have a certain distance between one wave and the next wavelength. EMF have a very wide range of frequency, extending from the low frequency electricity supply line with wavelength of some hundred of meters through the radio and visible light frequency to have a very high frequency or medical X-ray with wavelength measured in trillion of meters. What is the two most important EMF that we care about that is provided from the mobile communication and 5G is first of all, there is extremely low frequency, which this frequency starts from 3 hertz to 3000 hertz. And there is radio frequency, which is the main concern. It is between 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. We should know what is the source of EMF. from where those EMF we are getting it. Electromagnetic field are all around us in everyday life. We are all exposed to EMF from a variety of sources. It's a kind of a packet that every day we are exposing to it. There is some of them is man-made and there is natural. The natural one, there are natural sources such as Earth magnetic field and sunlight that contain visible infrared and ultraviolet frequencies, and there is some man-made, which it is we can get it and expose it to it from the tower line base stations, our devices, smart devices, laptops, house applications, TVs from 5G, and it's unavoidable and uncontrollable. What is the impact of EMF? The amount of EMF exposure, it has an enormous impact of almost over all the aspects that which it is can be economically, biologically, environmentally, and ecologically. In this report, we mentioned the most important one that a lot of people they are concerned about it, which it is one of them is the health and environmentally. Health impact, EMF can cause a lot of, although until now it hasn't been proved, but it has been proved of a lot of animals in the laboratory, like rats, that give evidence that those rats that has been exposed to electromagnetic field few hours a day make a cancer or tumors in their brain and their heart. By damaging the cells can cause a huge amount of it can cause a cancer or skin effect, while if you expose it to it for a while, you will feel that your face or your body temperature will increase. It's one of the signs. There is another one called glucose metabolism, which is a health problem that will happen in the brain, kind of a brain damage. There is EMF hypersensitivity. There's a lot of people that after a while of using internet or while they were exposed for a while, they'll feel headache, anxious, and tired, upset, or stressed. And the last one, which is COVID-19, a lot of people that are saying EMF exposure, the amount of EMF exposure that people exposed to it, it is because of the COVID-19. That happened, it is the EMF, it's the 5G. Environmental impact, there are a large available evidence of harm of diverse plant and wildlife and laboratory animals, including ants, birds, forests, frogs, fruit flies, honeybees, insects, mammals, mice, planet rats, trees, which are caused by EMF exposure. This is one of the, if it is, there is a lot of people and a lot of scientists and research until now they are trying to find evidence. Is it the amount of EMF that is people or planet it's exposing to it, it would be one of the danger. As well, here we will, why making a standard is important in Malaysia. We said, and it is obvious from all the researchers that millimeter wave from 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz or from 10 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz is the key enabler for modern wireless application. But it has a very short wavelength, as we said, from 1 to 100 millimeter and high attenuation to rate and absorption. Here is in Malaysia. Malaysia is one a tropical region that it has a high rain rate, large drop size of the rain, and a lot of foggy. Okay, and by deploying millimeter wave at the base station, because of the rain attenuation, we need more base stations. Here, more base station, more small cells in each 50 meters will lead to increase having many different companies in Malaysia that they own a communication company that they will deploy their small cells in areas, it will cause a huge amount of increasing EMF exposure, which is one of the public concern. This is kind of circle uh, because Malaysia is a foggy climate, and having each 50 meter a base station, because we have a millimetric waves, it will cause that each 50 meters there will be a, a, a base station, and in this base station they will use massive MIMO, massive number of antennas. This massive number of antennas, the beam will be narrower, and a lot of people will be exposed to, and there will be many different countries, many different companies that they will deploy their base station. There will be huge amount of EMF exposure. And there, why is important? As we know that the Malaysia now are following ICNIP standard, which it has a 61 volt per meter for the maximum value of outdoor EMF exposure from the base station. The important of it to have its own standard, like Germany, like UK, US, um, is to know the accurate amount of EMF exposure in Malaysia and its own methodology, because till now it's not available. As it is mentioned from the MCMC, they said that they are following ICNIP, and ICNIP, they are taking the measurement for 6 minutes, and the 6 minutes, not sure that it will provide the accurate amount or not, and it will maybe one of the danger. Now my friend will present the rest of the presentation, which is about the process of making a standard.
Hello, everyone. My name is Qinhao Xiang. This is my part. Standard development process. It includes 4 parts. Basic guideline for setting standards, the target of the standard, procedure for setting standard, and the timeline of standard development. Next slide. The first part is basic guidelines for setting standards. It includes 5 parts. The formulation of standards first need to safeguard the interest of the country and the people. The standards formulated should be taken into account its influencing factor in all aspects. The standards formulated should be based on the development status, core, and rational use of results. The standards developed should be coordinated and matched. Learn from international standards and foreign advanced standards. Next slide. Next slide. This part is the target of the standard. This standard mainly regulates the electromagnetic radiation environment management of 5G communication base stations. It includes the limits of electric, magnetic, and electromagnetic fields in the public environment, as well as the specification range of related equipment. Next slide. This is the procedure for setting standards. It have a 9 stage, pre-stage, project establish stage, drafting stage, soliciting opinions stage, review stage, approve stage, publishing stage, review stage, abolishing stage. The whole process is in the pre-stage. People first make a suggestion, and then in project establish stage, the government decided whether to pass the proposal through a feasibility analyzing. Then in the draft stage, we can draft standards and ask the sorry, and ask the society for comments in so select opinions stage. The first review stage, we can we can review the standards by working meeting review. Then in the approve stage, we approve it. Then the standard was published in publishing stage. In the second review stage, uh, the stage is mainly to review the standard regularly, mainly to determine whether the standard is in line with the current development status and whether it can still solve the current problems well. In the abolishing stage, some standards that are not necessary will be abolished. Then enter a new road of the standard setting process. Next slide. This slide is about the timeline of standard development. In the entire standard formulation process, there are a total of 9 stages. This is a process of discovering problem and trying to solve them. The standard here is about the formulation of electromagnetics field exposure standards for 5G millimeter wave base station. The project established station. It cost 5 months. Drafting stage cost 10 months. Soliciting opinions stage cost 1.5 months. Review stage cost 5 months. Approve stage cost 3 months. Publishing stage cost 3 months. The standards will be reviewed every 3 years, and the total time is 27.5 months. Next part will be introduced by my friend for you.
Hello everyone. This is my part is the problem in current in the formulation of technical standards. Generally in the revision process of organizations, standards problems tends to occur in the two stages of standards plans and preparation of a review. If not handling properly, the quality and the level of standards will be affected. There are mainly the following aspects. The first one is not enough about innovation, urgency, and internationality. The second is the some states project response to national polity origins, lack of early research and research project. The third one is lack of systematic research on the standards of instructors at all level, and lack of consideration on the coordination of standards matching. The last one is the completeness, clarity across menu contents and consistency of the documents. The next slide is the proposal standards of standard plans. Well, the proposal standards project is up to date, urgent, and international is the key to success of the standard. The first one is the rules and the impact of standardism on technological shutdown or common error. The second one is defining the object of the standards project. The third one is stakeholder involved in a standards project. Next slide. The first one is standards projects are involved and international. The fifth one is where the proposal standards project belong to the key project listed by the relevant nation department. And the next is where the representative enterprise involved in the draft, the understanding of the market and product technology. The seventh is needs to determine the benefits of standards project, and the last one is make a standards outline, give the standards name, basic structure, technical elementary, include the title of the champion and the artists involved and other contact. Next slide. This is a review stance. In this stance, we have those questions. The first one is the name of relevant standards should be, of course, on unified and clear to avoid ambiguity. The second is when referencing a standards document, it is important to ensure that the content of the revision is consistent. The next slide. The third one is the standards needs to be operable. The first is indicators and requirements proposal by the standards needs to be verified, qualified, and specific. The next is in the process of standards of setting standards. We need to consider the reliability, environmental process, and the safety of standards. The sixth one is require a deep understanding of documents and international technical. The last one is standards written nearest need to be easy to understanding. The next slide is the others aspects. One is public participation. Widely attracting public participation is a conduction to the demonstration of decision making and the implement of review standards. And the last is in listening to the option of revision express and scores and abstract advocacy the entire path to participate in the formation of standards, and the other one is the law. In the process of specifically the standards, it must be close around the province and requirements of law and regulations as well as relevant policies. That's all. Thank you.